Hi everyone, welcome to Nick's Diecast. Today I'll be showing you and reviewing this 1/18 scale 2010 Ford Mustang GT made by Maisto. You can still find this model today. I believe it comes in a dark metallic gray and a dark blue. This color here, it's actually called Sunset Gold Metallic, and it was actually offered on the real Mustang. Maisto doesn't make it in this color anymore. But when they first released this model in 2009, it came in this color. That's actually when I got it too, so I've had it for almost a decade now. So I'll be giving you a look at this model and I guess giving you details on what I like and don't like about it, and if it's worth, I guess, purchasing for your own collection. You can find this model for about $30 to $40 online, depending on where you get it. I've also seen it at Sam's Club, which is a wholesale club, and if you belong to a wholesale club such as Sam's Club or Costco or BJ's, and you can probably find this at one of those places for around $15 or so, and I'd say it's well worth that price too. So why don't we begin with the front of the model. We'll start with the lights. The headlight detail on this model is pretty good. A lot of times Maisto will have like a peg, like a glue peg that holds the headlight in place. But on this one, you actually don't really see that, which is nice to see. And from a distance, too, it really does look good. The fog lights in the middle here, they're actually done in separate pieces of plastic. They aren't painted on or anything like that. And they look pretty good as well. They actually have a nice texture on the lens, too. This badge here in the middle, it looks like it's actually a separate piece. It's not a separate piece, but it does pop out. It isn't like flat or painted on or anything like that on the grill. And speaking of the grill does have like a textured mesh to it, but you can't like see through it. And in most cases, Maisto doesn't ever do true mesh on their grills. This lower grill down here, it's hard to see, but this does actually function. Like you can see through it and everything, which is nice to see. The turn signals, unfortunately, they're just painted on. They aren't separate plastic pieces or anything like that. They still look okay, though, from a distance at least. Paintwork on this model, I would say, is definitely flawless. The metallic sparkle in the sunlight just looks incredible. There's no like paint chips or anything like that to be seen, or any of that orange peel effect. It's nice and smooth and well applied throughout the entire model. Moving along to the side, we'll take a look at the wheels. The wheels are well executed. They do have disc brakes, but the brake disc doesn't spin through the caliper. Most Maisto models, you don't see that, but they do have the brake disc and caliper nicely detailed, which at least that's nice to see. There's no branding on the tires or anything. Maisto used to put brands like Goodyear and Bridgestone on their tires, but they haven't done that for quite a while, which is kind of disappointing. The mirrors are made of this kind of like rubbery plastic material, and they are a little bit loose, but they're not going to break off that easily or anything unless you force them. The windshield is plastic, including the windshield frame, but the paint does at least match the metal components of the car. Unless like you shine a light right on it, then you can tell it's a different type of material. But other than that, it looks okay. You can see on either side of the doors, on either side of the car, there's a GT badge. It's just painted on. It isn't like a three-dimensional badge or anything. And moving along to the rear of the car, yes, these taillights do have those annoying glue pegs in them. Even from a distance too, like if I zoom out, you can see that they're still there. So that's a bit annoying, and the lenses are a little bit loose, as you can see when I shake them. On the other hand, though, this GT badge back here looks really, really nice. It is a separate plastic piece, and it does pop out. It even says Ford underneath the GT on there, so they at least got that right. The tailpipes on here, they are chrome, but Maisto at least painted the inside black. A lot of times they'll just leave their exhaust pipes entirely chrome, which does not look realistic at all. But on this one, at least they painted the inside, so it at least looks like it's a hollow pipe. So let's get to the opening features of this model. We'll start back here with the trunk. Nothing to really see in the trunk. There's no carpeting or anything like that. It doesn't have any kind of like texture in it. It does go deep in there. A lot of times Maisto will just make a trunk piece that just kind of stops. It doesn't go all the way back to the seats like it does in this model. Move along to the engine. The hood no longer stays open, which is kind of disappointing. Let's get better lighting there. Engine detailing on this model is really good. It isn't just one flat plastic piece like Maisto does on a lot of their newer models. It has several components in here. You can see that there's the wires and hoses and what have you. There's warning labels in the front here, as you can see. The main engine block looks really good. You can see they even put like the brace, this plastic brace in the middle here too. And yeah, you can see all the way down to the bottom of the car. It's hard to see at this angle, but in some parts you can see light through the engine. So I'd say this is one of Maisto's better engines of recent years. It does look good, and this is the V8 engine because Mustang GTs always come with the V8. Let's move along to the interior of the model. Open up the doors. The seats look very nice. Maisto got the shape and everything correct. They even have like a leather pattern on them, even though they're plastic. The front seats look a bit small for the car and a little bit too thin, and they are a bit loose as well. The back seats, though, do look right in terms of proportion and size. So I kind of wish they made the front seats a little bit, I guess, like beefier and bigger, so they would match the proportions of the rear seats. But it isn't a huge deal or anything. And from an angle, it's hard to tell, but from the side, yeah, you can kind of tell that they didn't really do the best job there. They do include seatbelts, though, as you can see here and here. They look pretty good. I kind of wish they did silver buckles, though. So if we move along to the dashboard here. Detailing on the dashboard is excellent. All the buttons in the center stack here are labeled. They're all painted on and they look really nice. Maisto even painted on the pattern on the top of the shifter there. I'm sorry, the numbers on top of the shifter there. The parking brake is also a separate piece. It looks really good. You can see, you can actually even read some of the buttons too if you look really close, which is really cool, I think. On the steering wheel, it does have the Mustang badge in the center. They even have the little horn logos and the airbag symbol in the middle, which is a really, really nice touch. The gauge cluster in the back there, it is a sticker, but at least it looks good. Maisto usually does stickers for the gauge cluster. Anyway, door panel detail is really, really nice as well. It has the kind of the same leather pattern as it does on the top of the dashboard and on the seats, which is nice to see. They include the speakers in here as well. The pedals here, they're not going to be silver on your model. I actually painted them silver to kind of add, I guess, like a nice look to them, like a brushed aluminum kind of look. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. I'd say it's a pretty good interior, especially for the price point. In terms of the undercarriage detail, not too much to see. They have the entire exhaust system in chrome, which is not the most realistic thing. It does look good though. You can see the engine there as well. So overall, I definitely recommend this model for your collection if you can find one. Thanks for watching.